So today's early access for MLB The Show, and I felt like it's time to rebuild the worst team in baseball, the Chicago White Sox. That's right, I think the White Sox might be the worst team in baseball. Yes, the Athletics are still there. Yes, the Rockies are still down there as well. It's a couple other teams, but man, this White Sox team, pretty bad. They just traded away Dylan Cease, who was probably their best player. They do still have Luis Robert, but at the same time, like that's really about it. Everybody else has been underperforming, or just looking at the roster, there really isn't really anybody else. So with that being said, let's go rebuild these White Sox. But before we get any further, this is the roster that I'm going to be using. The guys like Young-Hoo Lee, Imanaga, and Yamamoto who came over this offseason, they have to make their debut before they can actually be put into the game. So they're not currently on the live roster. So I'm finding a custom roster that has those guys added, plus the acquisition of Cease to the Padres and Duvall to the Braves. I'm going to be using 2024 franchise start by Nonstop Nolan. Don't worry about any other roster on this page. No, only this one, Nonstop Nolan. Don't read any other names. Let's get into the video. So if this is the first rebuild that you're seeing of me, don't be upset if I trade for your favorite player. My normal rebuilds are let's try to get this team as good as possible, as quickly as possible. So I'll make some trades, I'll make some signings that may be a little bit unrealistic, but at the same time, I'm going to give some prospects time to develop, also get them into the team, and also just have some fun while rebuilding. That's really the whole point of these rebuilds, to have some fun. With that being said, we do have a new addition to the top prospects menu in the game, where you can actually search the top 100, your organization, and you can look at all the other teams within the league to see their top 20 prospects, and then the top 20 by position, so you can kind of really see just the top prospects in all of baseball throughout the league. So for our team, the Chicago White Sox, obviously, we do have Colson Montgomery, we do have Jacob Gonzalez, Noah Schultz, and a few others. And they give the ETA, they give the age, the level they're currently at. Obviously, within your organization, you can already see that. But it'll be interesting to see how this develops over time, especially if we start to look for other prospects to pick up. And of course, we have the PPI, the prospect promotion incentive, which we currently have a lot of players at the top. I'm assuming this is going to update as the season goes along, but it'll be interesting to see who they consider as a prospect that we should possibly promote, to see if we can get some incentives to help out the team. So looking at this team, one player over 80. Oh boy. And like, what are we looking at age wise? We've got a 37-year-old catcher, we've got a 34-year-old reliever. So like, it's honestly not like that old of a team. It's just not that good of a team. We're lacking in a lot of areas. And I'm like, Kopech, I saw the rumor that he's now going to the bullpen, or it's not even a rumor, it's actually happening. He's going to the bullpen instead of starting. And so looking at who's going to be their pitcher now, like they definitely need pitching help. This is crazy how thin they are for just MLB ready players and just MLB ready talent. This is going to be a crazy season. Wow. So Andrew Vaughn, I'm definitely going to think of him as our first baseman. Let's see how he continues to develop. Jacob Gonzalez is a player I definitely want to get involved for this rebuild. Moncada, man, what could have been? What could have been? We've also got Colson Montgomery is definitely a name. I think this is our shortstop for the future. For the outfield, we do have Eloy. He's definitely a DH moving forward. Definitely just needs to stay healthy. Robert in center on a super friendly deal. We'll see what happens when 2027 comes around. And then, of course, in right field, Oscar Colas. Is he that guy? Is he not that guy? And I know there's plenty of other prospects in this organization. I just wanted to highlight a couple. I know they just acquired Drew Thorpe, Jairo Iriarte, and a few others that they have. Like, I know there's plenty of prospects, but man, we got to see how they develop, and hopefully we can add to the team. Free agents wise, like Snell definitely would help out, JD Martinez, Jordan Montgomery, and all of them. But I'm going to hold off on signing any of these guys for now, unless there's maybe like a lower rated player that could potentially just like eat some innings for like a starter. So like, I saw the rumor that he might come back to the White Sox. I don't know if he's one of those, maybe like a Michael Lorenzen. Honestly, Michael Lorenzen wouldn't be a terrible thing. I'll do a little club option. I'm going to have to pay him a little bit more than I want, but you know what? my roster is full. Michael Lorenzen's going to be a White Sox. Okay, 2 years, 14 mil on a club option. Michael Lorenzen, you are a White Sox. All right, so this is the trade I'm going to make. Not necessarily a trade I like, but we don't really have a lot of players that have any value at all, unless it's like Luis Robert, you know, those kind of names. So I'm gonna get rid of Benintendi's contract, and I'm gonna pick up a prospect for the future in Zach Veen. I know he's battled some injuries the last couple seasons in real life, but I felt like, you know what, outfield bat, yes, it is another lefty, which we may have an issue once we start getting a little bit older into, or a little bit further into this rebuild. We do have few lefties, but we'll sort it out. But we're gonna get Zach Veen for Eddie Park, Tyler Neslony, and then Benintendi. So that's gonna be the trade. And now we definitely have an outfield opening, which I think we can make it work. We could throw like Gavin Sheets out there, or if I really want to do, I could throw in Colas, which might be the move. Oh, I need like a first baseman, which I guess Gavin Sheets technically plays first base. I guess I could call up Zach Remillard. I don't really want to, but I guess I could. I'll do that. And then what I'll do is I'll rearrange this. Obviously, Zach Veen isn't getting into the team right now, but it does give us a little bit more money flexibility and just a prospect for the future. So I'll see you guys at the draft. All right before the draft, and I'm not going to show you my scouting process just because I use the same scouting process every single time, and it's the same process that I used for my video that I made last year for scouting tips and tricks. So if you're looking for that, I'll leave a link to it down in the pinned comment. So if you're looking for some scouting tips, it'll be there. But yeah, scouting hasn't really changed that much this year, so it's going to basically be the same process for me. But I did want to point out, Top Prospects obviously does update and everything, so it does update for the teams, the positions, the prospects throughout the league, and so does the PPI list. So that's good. So we'll see how this works as we continue to go through the rebuild. So I guess let's just go into the draft, see what happens. Some players are doing well, some players aren't, so I'm really just looking for anything to help out the team moving forward. As you can see, there's a couple arms that are like okay. Like Chris Flexen kind of surprised me, not gonna lie. Bullpen, you know what? Holding it down, right? So we're about a quarter of the way through the season, actually about halfway through the season, and we definitely need some help. I think offensively the most, which is surprising because I honestly thought pitching was gonna be a problem. But yeah, let's see what Colas is doing. 271, not too bad so far. Veen 250, okay. Colson Montgomery is definitely gonna be a guy we need to call up to AAA. The attribute growth screen is a terrible thing to look at. I don't like the plus. I don't like the font. I don't like that it's a white text on a light color. It's really tough to read. It's just a bad design. It just is. I'm sorry. It's bad. It's really bad. Is that a +2 or a +1? What am I looking at here? Either way, Colson Montgomery is definitely a player. He's hitting almost 300 in AA. I got to call him up. I got to get him up into AAA. And then pitching wise, I think if I remember correctly, Drew Thorpe's doing well. So we'll see how he does. But he's a guy to keep an eye on too. He might be someone that maybe a late season call up just to see how he does at the major league level. Same thing with Hyro. He's doing pretty well also. So we'll keep an eye on those guys. And let's get through the draft. I'll make some roster changes. By changes, call ups, send downs behind the scenes. Let's do the draft. Heading into the draft, if you didn't know, you can draft two-way players. There actually is an opportunity for two-way players to be in the draft this year, and they're starting pitchers, and this is what happens. So once you start scouting them on the scouting progress, you need at least 25%, but after you scout them 25%, in the secondary positions, it'll be a position that they can play. And then if you toggle attributes, which is in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see the button for that. It's square for PlayStation. It's going to be X for Xbox. It'll pop up with the hitting stats. This guy's not a two-way player. That's why you're not going to see the hitting stats, and there's no secondary position. So I don't think there were any two-way players in this draft. I'm looking really quickly. I'm not seeing any secondary positions pop up, sadly, and that there was Fred Teague. So no two-way players in this draft. We have the number 5 pick, and if I'm thinking about it, Fred Teague looks really, really good. He might be a guy that, like, I kind of hope he falls to us at number 5, but he's definitely on my on my radar. Same thing with this left fielder. I'll throw him on the draft queue, but I don't think he's going to make it to us. He's a #1 rated player in the draft. We've got Elvis Nivar, who also looks really good. There's a lot of colors this year. It's kind of throwing me off. Maybe it's just a me thing, but I feel like it's just a little too much. Like maybe if they would have kept like the red, orange, yellow, I think that would have been okay, rather than the 5 different colors for the ranges. I think 3 colors for the range would have worked a little bit better. There's so many colors, it's like it's kind of tough to kind of really get an idea of the range, you know what I mean? But I get why they did it. I don't hate the idea. I just think maybe the execution wasn't done properly. I do like McManus. He doesn't look like he's going to hit for power, but he looks like he kind of has a little bit of everything. So we'll throw him on the draft queue as well. Same thing for this shortstop here. Again, no power, but just kind of well-rounded, which I'm okay with. I'm not really, we don't necessarily need a superstar just yet. So if we can just get just maybe a little something to help us build around, I think we'll be okay. You know, we need to start adding a little bit of pieces. One of the things that I like to say, maybe like a little Thanksgiving dinner, right? It's not just one. You don't just have like your turkey or your ham. You got to have the fixins to make it a whole meal. Right now we have like Robert, that's the turkey, that's the ham. We don't really have the mac and cheese, the mashed potatoes, you know, the stuffing or dressing, whatever you want to call it, you know, green bean casserole, the sweet potatoes, whatever, all that stuff. We don't have that yet. We definitely need that. So let's start the draft. What are we gonna get this year? 5th pick. I need something good. I need something. I don't care about this. I don't care about this stuff. Give me the good stuff. Let me start the draft. So we're gonna start it. Pick #1 to the Guardians. They are choosing. This is also the first time I'm seeing the draft. The draft reveal. We're gonna go with John Provol, the 6th rated player. We have him at 100. That's a good pick for us. But I like this little draft sequence. I like it. It's a little clean this year. Let's see. #2. It's gonna be Alonso Franco, a player that was slightly on my board, a little bit later in the round, but again, not a player that we had ranked in the top 5. And pick #3 to the Rockies, Elvis Nivar, starting pitcher, was on my radar. So okay, so who are the Athletics gonna choose? As long as it's not like, honestly, we're gonna get a good pick. We're gonna get a good pick. They do take Paul Haley. No. All right. Honestly, the fact that he fell to #4 is kind of crazy. I do think let's take a look. I don't want a reliever. So I think it's really down to I think it's down to either Teague or McManus. I'm trying to see if like maybe it looks like actually Diaz hitting is going to be better. I think that's what it looks like, at least contact wise. Fielding wise they're very similar. It looks like McManus's arm is better, which at shortstop is a good thing. A little bit less speed than Diaz. They're very similar. Like one's a little bit better fielding, one's a little bit better with the contact, some's got a little bit better speed. Or do we just say, you know what? Let's get that pitcher right off the rip. He's a little bit older, so he might feature sooner. That could be something that we need. Someone that we can just really, really rely on. Someone that's super exciting as a pitcher. And then we can always sign, you know, a really good fielder, or we could just draft a really good fielder in the future. I think for the #1 rated player in the draft, I feel like this is something that we 100% have to do. We just have to do it. We missed out on Paul Haley, who would have been amazing. I think we take Fred Teague. I think that's the choice. So Fred Teague, welcome to the south side of Chicago. There we go. Now I got to start to add a couple of picks for the second round. So we'll see what we can get. But I think I'm just going to show you the first round. I'll see you guys at the end of it. The Orioles wanted Michael Lorenzen, and the original offer was Lorenzen for Samuel Basallo, which I'm all in. I'm all in on him. Was he 19 years old? He's a catcher. He's one of the top rated catcher prospects in all of baseball in real life. I'm in. Look at his numbers. I wish you could see the attribute growth, but I know it's difficult. In AAA, though, he's kind of hitting well in 30 games. So I'm all in on him. He's super young. He can play first base too. Another young prospect for us. And I think if he continues to develop, he can either be our starting catcher or first baseman. I'm also going to throw in Terran Vavra. And then Paul DeYoung is going to go to the Orioles. That's going to be the trade. Honestly, not too bad. All right, Brebbia and Jesse Chavez are going to give me Matt Mervis of the Cubs, a guy that just doesn't really seem to have a spot on the Cubs lineup unless something crazy happens and the Cubs are like, that's our guy. I think I can actually get something else out of this deal. So let me see what I can do. Caleb Killian, I don't really want him, but do I just take this? Do I try to get Matthew Thompson back? I can't get Matthew Thompson back. I don't think I'm going to be able to get anything else out of this deal, which is unfortunate, but I feel like it's okay. You can't get Talkman. Christian Franklin is just like slightly out. I think that's it. It's okay. We're getting rid of 2 relievers. Probably not going to use them moving forward. Brebbia was good though. I will say that Brebbia was actually fantastic. I'm a little worried that he may not develop moving forward. So I felt like, you know what? Let's cash in while we can. He's having a really good season. I'm not using Jesse Chavez either. And as much as I would like to try to at least get some sort of reliever back, I just don't think I'm going to be able to with the players that they have. So I'm just going to take Matt Mervis. I think that's a pretty decent move. Okay, the opposing team has proposed this trade. George Lombard Jr. for Yoan Moncada. Honestly, the other trades I was looking for that I was trying to get for Moncada wasn't possible. Like, I just had no market for him at all. But this is kind of a big one. So I think I'm going to take this one. Get another prospect in. Honestly, all these prospects could just end up being trade pieces. So yes, I traded away a few players, but you know what? We're getting some good trade pieces, or at least some players that we can build around for the future. All right, so we're past the trade deadline. We've made a couple additions, but nothing too crazy. Like I said, I wanted to find pieces that could help us in the future and also not really block anybody, right? I wanted to see how the team would perform over our first season, but it's draft pick season. Look at Fred Teague, 93 potential. He's already a 72 overall. He looks unbelievable. A lefty as well, 2-seam, a slider, a changeup, and a splitter. I think this guy is going to be really good for us. I went pitcher heavy. I went for the best players available. As you can see, potential wise, a lot of good potentials. Enrique Chavez is 63 overall. We've got Darren McVale, 52 overall, 53 overall for Mark Stoitsiadis, and Reggie Emery, 58 overall. So low overalls, but most of them have some pretty decent potential. So I'm pretty happy about that. And looking forward to seeing how these players progress, especially Fred Teague. For the players that we missed out on, it was Oswaldo Diaz, who 67 overall, looks really good hitting wise, but like we mentioned, the fielding wasn't as good with him, but he did have the speed. So some good, some bad. Definitely looks like a second baseman, but not a bad player. And then the one guy we missed out on was this one right here. Paul Haley went the pick before us. He looks insane. Good speed, good hitting. Fielding's a little lackluster though, I will say that. And then the other guy that we considered, who was the shortstop, Alex McManus, it looks okay. I think we made the right decision. I didn't really see any other crazy picks that we like skipped. I felt like we actually did really well. Like Elvis Nivar went, he had 88 potential. There was a catcher here with 86 potential, but for the most part, I feel like we did well. I feel like we did really well. And one thing I like about this in the signing screen is it shows unsigned players. So we can keep an eye out for some of these guys in future drafts because they can pop up in next year's draft or the year after. So they could pop up again. So maybe we'll see like Leo Spanos, who's got 79 to 96 potential. He could be in next year's draft. That might be a guy to keep an eye on. And let's see. Any others with like some big potential that we should probably be like, all right, let's put down a little note. Sean Shartner, yeah, the name's a little iffy, but let's keep an eye out. First season in the books, 74 and 88, not the best, but kind of expected, right? I gave some young guys a chance. I wanted to see how the team. I can't even read the playoff bracket, man. White logos on a white grayish gradient background. Okay, All right, I'm done. I'm done talking about how bad the UI design is. But let's talk about this team. I'm assuming the lineups and pitching rotation have shifted a little bit because I've definitely moved some players around in September for sure, and it got a little crazy. But yeah, league wise, we were 16 games out of the Central, which it's not great. We weren't the worst team in the American League, and definitely not in the National League as well. So that's good, right? We were what? Not really close to 500, but at least we were okay. We are ranked 30th, which is understandable. We really don't have much going on as a team. And if we look at how we rank as a team compared to the rest of the league, 29th for batting average. For runs, we were 28th. So you can kind of see where we were run production wise, pitching wise, ERA wise. We were actually a top 20 team pitching wise, ERA wise, I should say. But if we just look at it, the team as a whole, let's talk about the awards first, and then we'll see what happens. So Yordan Alvarez is the American League MVP. Corey Seager and Juan Soto finished behind him. Shohei, there he is, Shohei. Okay, yeah, he's gonna be pretty good. What's the contract looking like? Oh, it's the full deal. Oh, the Dodgers might be in some trouble budget wise. We might see a lot of Dodgers become free agents. Yeah, he was kind of nasty. 51 home runs. Pitching wise, he was pretty good too. Okay. Cy Young went to Kevin Gausman along with Spencer Strider, and then Goldschmidt and Juan Soto are your batting title winners. Okay. All right. Kevin Ginkel, reliever of the year. All right. And then Yamamoto is the rookie of the year, beating out Young-Hoo Lee and Shota Imanaga. On the American League side, it goes to Evan Carter with Colt Keith and Nolan Shanuel behind him. Okay. Let's just talk about our team. Let's see how we did. I guess we can look at player statistics. We'll look at pitchers first, and we'll see who had the most innings pitched, going down to the least innings pitched. Let's see if there was anybody here. It was Touki Toussaint. He was terrible. Probably not a guy I'm going to be looking to add to the rotation or even the bullpen a lot moving forward. I was hoping for better things with Mike Soroka. Becomes a free agent, and I don't know if it's really worth keeping him. He gave us 160 innings this year, struggled heavily. If I can get him on a cheap deal, I'll consider it. Otherwise, he's probably going to be a free agent after the season. And if we look at our team moving forward, Jairo came up and he was okay, only pitched 27 innings. So we'll see how he develops. He's up to a 68 and he's only 22 overall, 22 years old. And I think he'll be okay. It's not the worst season, but we definitely want better results moving forward. Jesse Schultens, I know, is out in real life. He came up in September, gave us a few innings here. Drew Thorpe struggled for sure. Again, I expect better things from him. He's 70 overall. His per nines aren't that great. He'll be fine. He's got 8 potential. We're looking good. Crochet, yeah, he was good. He's our closer. Yeah, 8 blown saves kind of sucks, but he's our closer moving forward. We've got Tim Hill, 1-year guy. I'm not bringing him back. He's gone after the season. Joe Barlow, we've got multiple years of arbitration, and he was good. I definitely think this is a guy we can rely on in the bullpen. I also don't like with the attribute screen that they have like the red, because I think it's like it's a minus, right? I think they're actually going down, and then obviously you have the green on the right side, but it's just a change. I'll get used to it. Tanner Banks came up, gave us 86 innings. Was okay. Again, is he a guy that I really see going long term into the team? No. Also, we have 2 pitchers from Utah, 3 pitchers from Utah. Is there even that many people in Utah? No, I'm just kidding. I know there are. But that's crazy. Are we just gonna have like a little colony from Utah in the White Sox organization? I feel like that's a lot of players from Utah on one team. I don't know. I just feels that way. Steven Wilson was good. Yeah, I think this is a guy we can rely on for at least another season or 2. He should be fine. Kopech struggled. His overall again went down because he was originally a starter, moved to reliever. So he really only went down 2 ratings because he went from like a 60, 64 or something. So he actually went up a lot this year, which is good. That's what I want to see. I want to see him improve and be a good bullpen arm. Eric Fetty, yeah, okay. Chris Flexen, honestly, very surprising that he did that well. I don't think I bring him back, but he did well. And then Jake Woodford was the most innings pitched on the team, which says a lot about this squad. Looking at position players, we'll look at bats. We did have a couple guys, like Martin Maldonado, whatever. Mike Moustakas is here. Rafael Ortega didn't really get ABs in the team. Lennon Sosa had a few, like 150, wasn't great. Again, he's probably going to be a bench guy for us. Remy Yard had quite a few, wasn't great. Again, going to probably just be a bench guy for us. Colson Montgomery didn't get called up, but he's up to a 75 overall. I think he's a guy that still only 22, decent fielding. I think most likely he's going to be our third baseman. Do I start him opening day roster next year? Maybe. And just looking at some of these other guys here, and it doesn't really seem like, any of these guys made the cut. I forgot to mention Samuel Zavala as part of the team, so we'll see how he develops moving forward. And now MLB wise, Ramos, nope. Deloach, few at bats, but was good. So he's definitely going to be a bench player moving forward. Zach Veen had 40 at bats and struggled a little bit. I didn't want to call him up, but we were just testing out some players. 40 at bats, meh. Corey Lee got called up because our catchers were so bad. 60 at bats was actually pretty decent. So we'll see how he does next year. He's only a 63 overall, so a catcher is definitely in the plans. Max Stassi is part of the reason why we need a catcher. Danny Mendick, yikes. Gavin Sheets was bad. We just need players all around the team. Matt Mervis, 400 at bats throughout the season, or 450 at bats throughout the season, and was okay. He's definitely a guy I'm going to give a shot to because Andrew Vaughn wasn't that great. So we'll see how all this starts to figure itself out. We need a lot in this team. So Robert, I'll take that from him for sure. Dominic Fletcher, yeah, not good. Nicky Lopez, not good. Andrew Vaughn, not good. Like, come on. I was expecting big things from him. I want him to be the first baseman in the team. And if he's putting up numbers like that, I can't trust him. Eloy, again, pretty disappointing. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with him, and then back to the bottom of the team. So, like, is there anything to be excited about? Not really. Maybe the prospects. That's really about it, because everything else is pretty tough to watch. So let's see who wins the World Series. Let's get into season 2. We got a lot of work to do. The Dodgers defeat the Astros. No surprise there. Season time. Let's talk about this, because I'm not bringing any of these guys back. Soroka, 1 year, $4 million. That's perfectly fine. How much budget do I have? 147.02 mil. All right, let's do that. Our first wild trade of MLB The Show 24, Jose Alvarado is going to the Cubs for Cody Bellinger. Yeah. Okay. Dave Roberts declined my offer of being the manager, which is unfortunate. So there is that. I'm gonna try to sign somebody else. Let me see who I can get. Maybe AJ Hinch. I don't really want AJ Hinch. That's tough. I really wanted Dave Roberts. I don't really know who else I want here. Dave Roberts was easily the best manager out of the bunch, so I'm gonna have to find somebody else. Honestly, it's probably just gonna be someone on a 1-year deal, because all these other guys, look at a little Kevin Cash. Am I really gonna rock with Kevin Cash for a season? I think I might have to. It's not great. I can't go Rick Kranitz. I guess we go with that. And then exclusive negotiations, we've already talked about it. We're not going with any of those guys there. And now we find out who are the big boys available. Juan Soto would be huge. Willie Adames could help us out at shortstop. That's an okay idea with Montgomery moving to third. Okay. Oh, we didn't look at, what's his name? Where is he? Jacob Gonzalez. Still in single A. I meant to call him up to double A last year, and I missed it. As you can see, he has developed up to a 67. Really heavy on the fielding. The hitting stats are pretty low, but I think he's going to be, we could have him at short. We could have him at third. We could have him at second. I think it just kind of depends on how that bat develops. I think that's going to be the one thing that's holding him back with the team. And so I guess it depends. Is Montgomery going to start for us this season? Because if that's the case, we definitely don't need a shortstop or a third baseman. Like one or the other. Not, we don't need a shortstop and we don't need a third baseman. We're going to need one. I just don't know which one yet. And then outfield, honestly, this class is looking a little thin. We do have Soto. Like, there's Bregman, there's Adames. Glaber, okay. Christian Walker at first, Pete Alonso at first. Catchers were looking a little thin. We've got Corey Lee and Max Stassi, but that's really about it. So we could go Gary. You could go Francisco Mejia if you wanted maybe a little bit of a project. Danny Jansen, some bullpen. Ooh, this is huge. We've got some nice bullpen arms. We need that, and we definitely need some pitching. So we'll get some pitching. We'll get at least a bat or two. But with our budget of 141 mil, I think we're gonna be smart with our money. I don't want to blow it all this year. So let's see what we can do. One thing that they've added this year is you can actually just renew contract for a small amount, and that automatically renews the contract right off the rip. Or you can make an offer of whatever it is, and then the player either decides or like accepts or declines your contract offer. So for Jesse Schultens, I wasn't gonna bring him back, but just to show you that what's it called, how it works. So you renew the contract, you can set whatever amount you want, and as soon as you submit it, it's done, right? Renew the contract. Once this contract has been renewed, you will not be able to continue negotiations with the player. Okay, so I'm actually not going to offer him that, but as soon as I would hit okay, Jesse Schultens, his contract's accepted. He is going to be signed for $760,000. So it's a small like quality of life change, which is good. I actually like that. It's really nice. So I've done that for a lot of players, and I'm also going to release a lot of players, as you can see. But I really like that, to be able to just immediately have a player accepted for an amount that is there. So like, as you can see, it's because therefore you may renew their contract at any price greater than 80% of the salary from last season, but no lower than the MLB minimum salary. So that's for a player who does not meet the MLB service time to be eligible for arbitration. So there's requirements for those type of contracts, but at least it's in the game. It's a small quality of life change. I like it. All right, free agency time. Looking at the team, I still don't really have an idea yet. Zach Veen's not ready. I feel like Colson Montgomery, maybe we start him in AAA just to get those numbers, like those per nine, or no, not per nines, but the contact numbers fully into the 60s, at least into the 60s, and then we call him up. So maybe like May. I think May would be a good spot, and we've got some talent. We've got some talent into the team. Another thing I noticed is I think you can trade players that you haven't signed to a contract yet. Because normally you weren't able to select them, right? So like if a player hadn't signed a contract, you were not able to select them at all. But look at George Lombard Jr. I can select them. Adley Rutschman, I can select them. So I think you can trade players that haven't signed a contract yet. So I'm gonna try and do that. I'm gonna sign a player that I just wasn't gonna keep and see if I can get anything for him. So Schultens was the guy I said, right? I wasn't gonna keep him. I just want to see if I can maybe like a reliever. Just, it doesn't have to be like a crazy good reliever or anything, but just somebody, you know, like I can get Tristan Beck. Like I said, I need some help in the bullpen for sure. I might take that deal for Jesse Schultens. Can I make this trade? You can trade for players that aren't signed yet. That is huge. That is huge. And then do I have obviously Tristan Beck was signed, right? So I don't have to. That's big. That's actually pretty cool. But you cannot sign player, or you cannot trade players that are arbitration, like you've already offered arbitration to. So as you can see, Garrett Crochet, I've offered him arbitration. It won't let me trade him. So there's something to keep in mind. So I've been saying maybe Colson Montgomery moves to third. I looked up his baseball reference page just to kind of see what he's been playing. He hasn't been playing third at all. So I'm gonna leave him at shortstop. I know I've been referencing that a lot. I'll say, you know what? Okay, I was wrong. You know what? We're gonna keep him at shortstop. We're gonna keep Jacob Gonzalez at second, and then we'll just get a third baseman, which is still okay. Like I feel like that's fine. Not a lot of third basemen available, and that's kind of why I was thinking maybe we move Montgomery to third, and I think that would be okay. But if he's playing shortstop, let's leave him at shortstop, and then I guess maybe we move one of our other players that we've acquired to third. I just like, we don't really have anybody, and if I want somebody at third, I kind of want somebody that's gonna like add a little bit of pop to this lineup. I feel like we're missing a little bit of that. I don't really think there's like a player out there that I could trade for either, just because I don't really have a trade capital that I want to move just yet. So like I'm looking. Let's see what's out there. I mean, like 40 home runs by Patrick Wisdom is pretty impressive, but I just don't feel like that's a move that I should be making. And I'm looking around. I'm not really seeing it. Like there definitely is somebody out there. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not really seeing like the name that I'm like, yes, we need them on the team. Who do we go for? Like Paredes? How did he do? He's already decreasing in overall. Minus 11 contact versus lefties? Ooh. I bet you Moncada had a great season. I lied. He had a really bad season. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. We didn't trade him away and he just turned into Babe Ruth all of a sudden. But I'm just seeing, like, I'm not really seeing a lot of names that I'm interested in. And I feel like JD Davis is also a very, very bad pickup to do. But I also feel like it's a safe pickup for like a season. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's what we need. We need somebody that can hold it down just for a year. Just someone that can like just give us something. Maybe Patrick Wisdom is that guy. I don't really want to continue to trade with the Cubs, but like looking at it, I feel like Patrick Wisdom, he shouldn't cost too much, and I feel like that's a move that we can make. Do you want like Taron Vavra, and then I can throw in another guy that I just wasn't gonna use, like Tanner Banks, and we'll get Patrick Wisdom? I guess that's cool. All right, so this season I'm not really like looking to completely change the team. This is currently what I have for offers. We're in first for all of them. We'll see what happens. I would like to go for like a Soto, a Walker, an Adames, or an Alonso. But again, I feel like our prospects are still a little bit too far away to really add a big piece. Because like Montgomery, Gonzalez, we have Basalo as well. I even think like Thorpe, Iriarte, and a couple of our other pitchers like Schultz. I forgot to mention Schultz at the beginning when we talked about the roster. I feel like we're just like maybe not this season, but like season 3, season 4. That's when the big boys are starting to, our big boy prospects are starting to be ready for the majors. You know, Edgar Cuero, another one of those prospects that I forgot to mention. So we've got the talent there. We just need to let it develop. So I feel like let's add a couple pieces just to bridge the gap until then. So Danny Jansen, Frankie Montas, and Caleb Ferguson for now. I'm going to add a couple more here and there, but let's see how free agency plays out. Corbin Burns goes to the Mets on a 4-year, $60 million deal. Okay, that was kind of the big move that I've seen so far. I think arbitration, I'm good to go on everybody, and we're just going to keep moving forward. Blake Snell to the Braves. He's down to an 86 overall because he didn't sign with anybody in free agency, and neither did Jordan Montgomery. And Jordan Montgomery's down to like an 80 overall, but 3 years, 36 mil for Blake Snell to the Braves. Okay. Free agency, Soto's got an offer from the Blue Jays and the Mets. Okay. Any other big moves that I like missed? Re-signed. So no. Okay. All right. Not bad. Gleyber Torres to the Braves as well. 5 years, 71 mil. A guy I really considered signing to the team, but I felt like, you know what? No. Let's not do that. Christian Walker went back to the Diamondbacks, and Soto signed with the Giants, and we didn't get a notification for that one. I didn't skip notifications either. So Soto to the Giants, 7 years, 256 mil. Pete Alonso's still available. The Marlins are really the only team that's offered him a contract. So I mean the Royals and the Cardinals as well, but I feel like, okay, there's a couple. Ooh, Walker Buehler's a free agent. Okay, we are at that like December point where more players start to become free agents, which this is when I really should be looking to see if there's any, you know, any sneaky names that I might be able to pick up. So, okay, all right, I'm looking. I think I see a couple that could maybe help us, and I think Walker Buehler might be one of those guys. I feel like 81 overall, 30 years old. He pitched last year, was very good. I don't get why the Dodgers didn't re-sign him. I guess because they can't afford him because of the crazy contract. Max Fried's available. You know, Pete Alonso for just shy of like 12 mil seems like a bargain, especially since Andrew Vaughn really didn't put up crazy numbers. Matt Mervis really didn't put up that crazy of numbers. I feel like that's someone that we slot in at first base or DH that immediately improves our team. And I said I didn't want to go out and go crazy on picking up big names, but I feel like Pete Alonso's a guy that, you know, we should add to the team immediately. Yes, there are some warning signs like the numbers going down, but for 40 home runs, that might be a move. Or do I play it safe and just go for someone like a Walker Buehler, who should be able to give us a few seasons as a pitcher? Santander, he is also regressing. Why is he regressing so heavily? He didn't have that bad of a season. Okay, there's some names here. I think it'd be smart to at least try to get one or two of them. They're just too good to pass up. Talk about the team, the changes that I made, because there were actually some players that started to hit free agency that I wasn't expecting to be there. So we ended up signing Walker Buehler, 3 years, $9 million per year. This was a no-brainer, super cheap. And yeah, he's going to be in the team. That's a big help for us. Frankie Montas was like one of my very first signings for $7.5 million. Wasn't great last year. He was okay. So I'm just hoping he can hold it down. Jake Woodford was decent for us. We'll bring him back. Soroka, last chance, and then Eric Fetty. Whatever, man. We got Chris Flexen as the long reliever. Steven Wilson is here. I needed a lefty. Caleb Ferguson was one of the better ones available. And for $5.5 million for 2 seasons, I think that's a steal. He can be a setup guy. He can be a middle reliever. Just what we need. Kopech, Tristan Beck from the Giants trade, Joe Barlow, and Garrett Crochet. Team's looking good. Teague is right around the corner. Thorpe's right around the corner. Jairo Iriarte is right around the corner. We've got some pitching right around the corner, of course. And then, of course, we have Noah Schultz, and I believe there's one more. Oh, Grant Taylor. But did we draft Grant Taylor? Did we draft him? I think that's what we did. Did we draft him? Let's see. Was he a draft pick? He was not. He was not. Don't believe that. He was not a draft pick at all. I don't know where he came from. Was he already a team? A team? Was he already on the team? I guess so, right? Let's go to starting pitchers. When did Grant Taylor join the squad? Oh, 2023 first year draft, round 2. Okay. All right, that makes sense. So we got Teague, Emery, Bruno, Schiff, Chavis, McVale, and the Greek. The German, Stoitsiadis. Okay, he's German. I missed that. All right, either way, you guys kind of saw the pitching. We're looking good prospect-wise. Lineup-wise, Gavin Lux. 1-year deal, or 2-year deal technically, with the team option. Essentially, it's a 1-year prove-it deal. I just needed a little bat in the team. We obviously traded for Patrick Wisdom. Matt Mervis is here. Vaughn Fletcher's going to get another shot. Danny Jansen, who we signed to a 2-year deal for $8 million. And then Colson Montgomery is making his debut. Just couldn't find a shortstop. I didn't really want to trade for a shortstop. Let's throw him in the deep end. The team's going to be bad as is. So let's do it. We've got... I don't think Corey Lee is going to really be much for us moving forward. I got to get Zavala in the lineup for sure. This is shortstop, so it's going to be sprinkled. But we've got Bean, we've got Zavala, we've got Colas, we have Cuero, and then on top of that, we also still have Basayo, Lombard Jr., Jacob Gonzalez. We've built up a really good farm system here, and I'm kind of interested to see what our top prospects are looking. We have 5, 6, and 7 in the top 100 list. Any others? 18, which is another pitcher. 25, which is another pitcher. 27, another pitcher. We've got a lot of top prospects in the top 100. Jacob Gonzalez is there. Who else? Come on, give me another one. Noah Schultz is there. Give me more. Let's fill up this list even more. It looks like Edward Cuero sneaks in at 99, but it's good to see we've got some top guys, and just by organization, you can kind of see our top prospects there. We've got a stacked list. I really like that. We have the top 2 starting pitchers, starting pitching prospects. We have the 9th and 11th best catcher prospects, 2nd best second baseman. Like, I'm telling you, this farm system's stacked. Colson Montgomery's the 2nd best shortstop prospect. Outfield, we have Zach Bean at 4th. We're looking good. I'm really happy about that. And then the PPI, we have this again. So it needs to update every season. All right, team's looking good. We are 26th, so we've moved up 4 spots. I'll take it. So here we are, 2nd draft of this rebuild. And we're going to take a look here and see, do we have any two-way players? So this is the first ranked, or at least the team rank. So I guess we could just look at all the pitchers here, just because I want to throw them on the draft queue if there is a two-way player available in the draft. And looking at it, we did it. We finally found a two-way player in the 2nd season, my 2nd ever season on MLB The Show 24. A two-way player is available. He is ranked 64th on the board, which We might be able to snag him in round 2, round 3, but he's there. So I'm going to add him to the draft queue for sure. Is there anybody else that makes the list? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like. Oh, Sean's back. Sean's back. That was a name. And I should have looked to see if there was any other names that reappeared from season 1. So I'm actually going to do that. See if there's any other quickly. So it doesn't look like there's any other. I think there was a shortstop that was available. Was it Karos? No, it was Dobby. Is Dobby back? It doesn't look like Dobby's back. What were the other players' names? I wrote them down. We had Brennan, Tyler. Tyler was a second baseman and Brennan was a right fielder. So let's see. Is there a Brennan back? Doesn't look like Brennan's back. So maybe next year. And then there was a second baseman named Tyler. And I didn't even think about looking at those guys. Okay. So some of the names, so at least that one pitcher, ooh, there's a Gooch. But that one pitcher came back in Sean Shartner. So, okay. So players do reappear in the draft. So let's start. Whoa, let's start the draft and see what happens. I have to make sure I get that two-way player. Dale Siebel, I didn't decide to scout him. We have the 11th pick. We're after the 10th pick. We're out of the top 10. I figured, you know what? Let's avoid like the top 5 guys or top couple guys because I just felt like they weren't going to slide to us that low. And okay, so he's, you know what? Maybe there are a couple more mistakes by the CPU this year. This one is going to be long hair. Oh yeah, okay. Derek Springer. Yep, he was someone that I thought maybe at draft rank 8 he could potentially fall to us, but it is not going to happen. So there is Justin Roush, who we have ranked at number 2. MLB board had him at 69, which is a naughty number, but hey, all right, who got taken here? Hunter. Okay. Esteban Hernandez was my second player that I'm looking at on the board. Looks pretty good. We have him ranked at 4th, and then Bob Taylor we have at 5th. Another pitcher. I know I don't really want to take a pitcher. He was on my board. Which is unfortunate. I kind of wanted him. Those power numbers look a little nice. Robbie Audrey was another guy that was kind of hoping that maybe he would slip to us. He looks decent. The number 1 overall player, Michael Beltran, went to the Red Sox. And we have a few. If we're looking at position players, we've got Alexi Camacho. But again, it's mostly pitchers at the top of the board for us. So like, I'm kind of thinking, do we reach for a position player because we could use a position player, or do we just take the best available player? And it might just have to be, let's take the best available player because we do have what's it called? Freddie Moreno gets taken. Wow, that's a bad pick. Because we actually do have a couple decent picks. We have 11, 35, 49. So like that's quite a few picks to start it off. So like we are definitely going to try to take that two-way player. We have him ranked at 64, so I think we're going to take him as our second pick. We'll definitely reach there, and that's perfectly fine. So I think we just take the best available player. Like, this guy looks legit, and we might as well build up this rotation and then spend on position players. I think that's the move. Let's do it. Justin Roush, join the squad. That is our guy. Another position or another pitcher. I know it's boring, but we got to do it. All right, I'm going to try to be a little greedy here. And let me see. Oh, all our position players are gone. All right, let me see if there's somebody else that we scouted that was a position player that I might be, you know what, let's take a peek. Let's see, did I scout any other position players? I did. He's ranked 60th though, and it's a shortstop, Andy Karros. Not really intrigued by his numbers. He looks okay, but like nothing's too crazy. So again, it might just be another crazy, like, let's just draft some pitchers because they look absolutely insane. So do we take Bob Taylor or do we take Donnie Sonnenberg? Both of them look very good. How many light blues? They look very similar. Do I want someone that opted out with the chance that he's injured, or do I take the safe pick in Bob Taylor? I'm going to take the safe pick in Bob Taylor. I know, super boring, and I already know my next pick. It is going to be Michael McCauley. I'm not even going to mess around with it. Get in the team. Let's check once again. What are the hitting stats? They look above average. He might actually be kind of insane. 70 to 88 potential might not be the craziest, but I got to draft it. I got to draft the two-way player. You got to do it. He's in the team. There we go. Next pick, we have Howard Clemens or Alvin Steiner. I don't even know who else I have on the board here. They're all going to be pitchers. Most of the position players were taken already. Honestly, this draft was pretty weak on position players. So I think we're just going to, again, end up with a bunch of pitchers. Sorry. I just got offered this trade. Yeah. Frankie Montas for Stone Garrett. I do need a little bit of help in the outfield, and it looks like they're willing to give me a guy that has a potential. He's having kind of a good year too. I forgot to mention that I signed Max Kepler in the offseason. Completely forgot that I signed him. He's actually having an okay season. He's currently on the trade block though, because he is regressing a little bit. But Stone Garrett, a potential, 80 overall, a few years of team control. Yeah, a little bit of pop in the lineup can help us out versus righties, lefties, a couple different positions. I'm in, especially for a guy I wasn't going to bring back in Frankie Montas. Yes, please. All right, next trade, Nicky Lopez for Nate Pearson. I'm okay giving up a little bit extra here. I just wanted a reliever. Nate Pearson hasn't pitched at all for the Blue Jays this season. You know what? Let's take a chance with him. Our bullpen is super weak when it comes to depth. We needed it. And then Max Kepler is going to get us Sebastian Walcott, who I believe was was like in rumors to be traded to the Mets last year when the Rangers and the Mets made the trade. Luis Angel Acuna, that was the trade. I like completely had a brain fart there. But this is the trade I'm going to make. I know I'm trading for a lot of prospects. In the end, it's probably going to end up being I'm going to trade prospects for established players. But right now, we're coming together with a pretty decent farm system. So I need to call up one more player. And I don't know who it's going to be. I think it's going to end up being someone that like a Lennon Sosa, who it can hold it down for right now, just because looking at the team, there's some good, there's some bad. The deadline's right around the corner. And like when I look at what's going on down here, like Zavala's not doing that great. We do have Gavin Sheets, but again, Zach Bean's not really doing what I was hoping. You know, Colas is doing okay. He's doing all right. Not a bad season at all. Let him develop a little bit more. Cuero is struggling. And then if you go down to AA, you've got Gonzalez, who is struggling in the small amount of appearance. For some reason, he got moved to the bench. So I got to keep an eye on him there. Basayo's doing well. Lombard Jr. struggling a little bit. And then, of course, Walcott just got added to the team. Pitching, though, is looking real nice. Really, really nice. Like, there are a couple 4s and 9s, but, like, if you look at, like, Teague is good. Jairo's doing well. Schultz just got moved up from AA. And then Thorpe is going to get called up. He had, like, a 3.1 ERA, so we're going to give him a shot. Kai Bush has been called up. Nate Pearson's going to take this spot. Again, I'm not looking to compete this year. We're 41-64. We're giving some of the young guys a chance, like Colson Montgomery, who's having an okay season, but we're doing pretty well. We're doing pretty well. I'm liking what we're doing so far. I just need I need a little bit quicker development, just a slight bit. I do think a third baseman is definitely in the mix. I just can't remember who's a free agent this year, so that kind of throws a little bit of a curveball at me, because I'm not 100% sure who I need to target. So I guess we just see if there is a third baseman that I could trade for. Let me view the trade block. Glaber's available. They just signed him. Why is he on the trade block? I don't really see anybody else that really interests me. So I think we just end up, I guess we trade for a third baseman. I know we just traded for one in Wisdom, but this is when those prospects come in handy, because I might be able to get someone pretty good. So I decided to skip past the deadline. I felt like we made enough moves, and let's see our draft picks now. I like what I see. 95 potential for Rush or Roush. We've got Bob Taylor with a potential as well. Our two-way player, Michael McCauley, has B potential. It is 80 potential. So, all right, there are generational two-way players in this game. Obviously, we just haven't found one yet. Hitting stats don't look crazy, but I am 100% going to be throwing him into that DH spot. We are making him that two-way player. Clemens has A potential, Steiner has B potential, and then Alvarez has B potential as well, along with Porter Everett, who has C. So a really good draft once again. Let's see if we have a generational player in this draft. Wow, the Yankees actually had a pretty good draft. They actually had a pretty good draft here. That a lot of low overall players, but there he is, Michael Beltran, the third baseman. Wow, he was the #1 overall player in the draft. He is a generational talent. He looks unbelievable. Wow, he looks really, really good. He looks insane. That is crazy. Any other generational talents? Let me see if I can find one. No, just the Red Sox pick. So there it is. Let's finish off season 2. 67 and 95, not the best. Not the best, not the best. I think that's actually worse than what we did last year. It was not good, not good. Standings wise, we were the second worst in the American League. The Athletics were way down there. And if we look at the other teams, we were the second worst team in baseball, which is not good. Not good, right? 67. Yeah, we were the second worst team in baseball on paper. Not what you want to see. Team rankings wise, batting average, we were 18th. Okay, what about runs? Okay, so offensively, we were a little bit better than last year. We were in the top 20 for run production. It's just, what about, or run scored, I should say. What about ERA? Yeah, being at the bottom is definitely going to hurt us. So pitching is definitely an area we need to improve this offseason. Looking at the awards, Gunnar Henderson is your MVP with 46 home runs. Whoo! Royce Lewis and Edward Julian also in the mix. Matt Olson won it on the other side with 43 home runs. Willie Adames, a potential target of ours, could have helped us a lot. I don't think it would have changed too much, but he was an MVP candidate. Zach Wheeler and Garrett Cole are your Cy Young winners. Bo Bichette and Nolan Jones, batting title winners. Alexis Diaz and Jason Adam are relievers of the year. And then David Stevens is your rookie of the year, beating out Jace Young and James Triantos, who is now with the Athletics. And then Andy Pajes wins it for the Dodgers, beating out Chase McDermott and Johnny Oliger. I'm not going to say it the other way. It's too close to something else, and it could get me in trouble. So pitching rotation. Actually, let's do it this way. Let's player statistics. We're going to go pitchers. We're going to sort by that. And looking at this, Schultz did not pitch in the majors this year. And I'm trying to see if anybody else did. Jake Woodford did. Definitely not going to bring him back. Wasn't as good as he was last year, which is super unfortunate. I was hoping maybe we had a little diamond in the rough here, but no. Chris Flexen also was not as good as last year. No surprise. But looking at the rest of the team, Nate Pearson came up, gave us 19 innings, struggled a little bit, but as long as he continues to develop, I think he can be an okay middle relief pitcher for us. Jairo, again, pitched about 20-ish innings and was very similar. So there's that. Crochet was also very good. Not as many saves, but we didn't win as many games. Not as many blown saves. Probably wasn't put in as many opportunities. Pitched in, 9 innings less. So there's that. Barlow also wasn't as good, even though he improved in every category this year. So we'll bring him back. Hopefully he can have a bounce back season. Pitched a lot less. So it looks like our relievers probably weren't being used as much, which is not what you want to see, which is why you're going to see some inflated ERAs. Drew Thorpe improved slightly, which is good. Could he be a back end part of the rotation guy for us next year? Yeah. Kai Bush pitched 70 innings. Not great. Tristan Beck was very good, though. So I'm glad we made that trade. Looks to be a good little piece for us. Kopech, about the same. 30 less innings, though, was our setup guy for a part of the season. So we might have something here. We might have something there. Caleb Ferguson was also good. He is regressing slightly, which is a little bit of a worry, but we have him for one more season. I think we can do just fine there. Soroka, he was okay. He improved. So, that's a good thing to see. It's just, is he a guy I can trust? Maybe as our 5th starter, our 4th starter. We'll see. Walker Buehler wasn't as good as I would have hoped. It doesn't look like he's really improving too much at all. So for 2 more years for $9 million, I gotta hope he gives us something. I don't know what. I just hope it's something good. ABs wise, we're going to look at some of the players that were at the majors, and it doesn't look like anybody in AAA was. So looking at the team here, Veen didn't get any ABs. Corey Lee did not, but Gavin Sheets had 14 and was good. It's just I don't know if he's a guy I want to keep on the team. He might be someone I'd look to trade for something else. I don't know what, but something else. Deloach, again, gets 65 ABs and was decent. I'll take that from him. Dominic Fletcher, again, I think he's just going to be a guy to come off the bench. I think that's his best role. Danny Jansen wasn't fantastic, so he's going to be our catcher next year, but he wasn't good. Colson Montgomery, 260 average, 343 on base percentage. OPS is a little low, but his first season, he's up to a 77 overall. I'm sticking with them. He is our shortstop moving forward. Robert had a good season. I will take that 860 OPS, very similar to last year, but you know what? I'm happy with it. Yeah, I expected this. Yeah, Patrick Wisdom. Gotta love it. Eloy Jimenez, not fantastic. Gavin Lux was okay, though. I wasn't expecting big power numbers, but he got on base, had an okay average. You know what? Not bad. We have a team option for 2.5 mil. Why not? He plays second. He plays a couple other positions. I know in real life his fielding hasn't been great. Dodgers are really unsure about him. You know what? For our team, he can do a job. He can do a job for 2.5 mil. Stone Garrett, I'm hoping he continues to deliver for us. I need the power in the lineup. And then Andrew Vaughn, what are we looking like? An improvement. Okay, we might have something here. We might have something here. And then Mervis might be our backup first baseman for the time being. Okay. So if we look at the lineup before we head into free agency, like the whole bench, I think it's just going to be Dominic Fletcher, bench bat. I think that's the best part. Everybody else, question mark. Lineup wise, third base, big issue this year. DH, potentially an area I'm going to look to target too. But the rest of the lineup, I feel like is kind of set unless there's like a crazy free agent that I can find, and we'll go from there. Pitching. Bueller maybe slots in 2-3, Thorpe maybe like the 5 or the 4. So realistically, if we're going to look at it, we're probably looking like this, but Thorpe and Soroka are 4-5, Walker Bueller are 2-3. So we kind of need someone at the top of the rotation. Or do we just full send it with the young guys like Teague, like Schultz? Man, that would be a pretty weak rotation. And then the bullpen needs a little bit of help as well. So let's see what we've got here. If we look at what, like Teague's our best player, not in the majors. And then Schultz is also another player that's not in the majors. That's one of our better players. So like we definitely need some offense. We definitely need some pitching. Let's see who wins the World Series. It is the Twins. The Twins. Did they make any big moves? Let's take a quick peek. What did the Twins do? Where are they? They are here. And no, they're just a good team. They're just a good team. And then pitching wise, they don't have Pablo Lopez anymore. Okay. So it looks like he's gone. But hey, they won a World Series, so I guess that works. All right, season 2, not great. But I'm feeling big changes coming up. Big changes coming up. Let's see. Any retired players? Any Hall of Famers? Max Scherzer? Okay. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to take the option. 2.5 mil, super cheap. Soroka, let's do 1 more year. Let's do 2 years. I'll make you part of the rotation. And we'll bump this down to like 4.3 mil. Should take it. And then Kopech, I think is going to be okay. We're going to do 2-year club option as well. 2.5 mil, pretty good deal. Max Stassi, get out of here. You are so bad. I definitely need a manager and stuff like that. I will sort that off camera. Okay. We got Vladdy. What about the third base options? Little weak here. Shortstop. There's all okay. A little Toronto Blue Jay reunion. Bichette and Vladdy coming to the White Sox. As my voice cracks for the 4th time, I guess I'm hitting puberty at the age of 31. But you know what? It happens. I feel like at least one of those guys has to be a target. And then pitching wise, we could go after basically anybody. But I got to be smart with our money. It says we have a 109 available budget. So how does this change the team? Third base is still a huge question mark because Bichette and Vladdy don't play that position. Unless I do, like I said, and move the 6'4" Colson Montgomery to third base. Which I feel like is rude because he's not really a third baseman. Because he's been playing shortstop. So what do we do here? Matt Mervis, he's not a third baseman. So what I could do, leave Andrew Vaughn at first. Vladdy plays DH. Bichette goes to second base because there have been some question marks about Bichette playing shortstop. I feel like there's something there. There definitely is something here. I just got to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. It's going to happen. The offseason, I'm going to start getting rid of some of these pieces that I just don't feel like we're going to use. Like Zach Veen, just not really developing, not really going where I needed him to be. Corey Lee, kind of the same thing. And I'm looking for pitchers. Pitcher that I like is Sandy Alcantara. I was actually going to go for Jesus Luzardo. I thought he'd be a little bit easier to trade for. No. Alcantara is, though. So I'm going to keep my eye on him. Another guy I was looking at was Josiah Gray, 28 years old, B potential. Probably doesn't develop too much more, but I thought he'd be pretty easy to trade for. As you can see, we could get him. Mackenzie Gore, potentially also right on the edge of being able to trade for him. I don't really want to go for any more Cubs. I feel like we've traded with them a couple times. Could go to the Reds. Could go to the Brewers for Freddie Peralta. What would I have to give up to get Freddie Peralta? Not Thorpe. Teague would get the deal done, but I don't really want to do that. It doesn't really look like we have anybody that'll... And I don't want to trade like Montgomery or anything like that. So, I mean, like... Mervis doesn't work. Let's see. Lux doesn't work. I don't want to trade... Walcott's close. Lombard. Montgomery gets the deal done, but again, I said I don't want to trade him. So I think we might just be unable to trade for Peralta, which is tough. Ooh, what about one of the Pirates? How are we looking here? Maybe, like, is Johan Oviedo nice? Like, he probably doesn't develop too much more, but we can trade for him too. And it's not like I'm giving up too much. I'm giving up two guys that just, they're not going to crack into the team. So I think, honestly, I think Alcantara is like a crazy get. A potential too, so he probably goes up a little bit more. It's Alcantara. We're going Alcantara. Let's do it. Boom. There we go. We got him into the team. That's actually a huge get because realistically, I don't think I'm going to be able to get one of these pitchers for the price that I want. The big issue here is we are not a contender. So I am going to try to sign two of these guys, and you're going to see how I'm going to change up the team a little bit. But that's why I'm trying to make the trades for pitching, because that way I'm noticing there's some cheap contracts that I want to take advantage of. So like Alcantara for what was that? 12 mil, 13 mil next year. That's cheaper than some of the better pitchers available in this free agent class. So let's see how free agency treats us. But if we can get Bichette and Vlad, A+ right off the rip. Dodgers make a crazy trade acquiring Marcus Semien for Evan Phillips and Trey Sweeney. That's insane. That's a big boy trade. I was looking for like a veteran that was on an expiring deal. I'm going to pick up Lance McCullers. I know in real life the guy just can't stay healthy. I'm just trying to see. Let's see what happens, right? He's had a 4 ERA the last 2 seasons. If he can just like hold it to a low 4 ERA for one more year, I'm okay with it. Yes, I'm going to eat a lot of contract. We're getting rid of a potential guy in Lennon Sosa. We're getting rid of, where is he? Chase Soleski and Jake Eder. Either way, I needed this pitcher. I really needed this pitcher because he slots in right here. I'm going to put Hyro here. He's got 66 stamina. That could be an issue on why he's struggling a little bit, but this is our rotation. Yeah. I was going to go out and get another guy. I really thought about it, but I was like, you know what? We've got such a young pitching staff. Why not just let them develop? Let's see what we can do with them. And I like the guys we've drafted. We still got Schultz that can step in, and also Teague. We got a lot of good arms. I didn't want to overcrowd it with new guys, so I brought in Dylan Tate on a 1-year deal for 4 mil. He's had a pretty good 2 seasons. I like that. Tristan Beck, Kopech, Crochet, Barlow, Ferguson. We still got a couple guys like Pearson, Garcia, Wilson here. As you can see, we made 2 big splashes in Vlad Guerrero Jr. Big move. It was like 25 mil. Or 25-ish mil over the next 7 years. I think it was 7 or 8 seasons. And then Bo Bichette was a very similar deal. He was 30 mil over 7 seasons. So boom, there we go. Actually, I think I can just look at it budget wise. Bo Bichette was 7, Vlad was 7. There we go. Not a lot in the budget, but next year we do have a lot of money, down to 87 mil for player salary. So we'll have some money to spend. We're looking pretty good. If I really wanted to, I could like try to bring back, where is he? Eloy. I just don't know if it's worth it. There's a couple guys I'm like keeping my eye on to see how things play out. But as you can see, this is how we're going to line up. Colson Montgomery is going to move to third. We're going to keep Bo Bichette at shortstop. I figured the younger Montgomery could just do better at third anyways. He's got the arm to do it, the fielding. He's got the size. I like him there. This is the team. I'm going to change up a couple different things here. Like Eloy's definitely getting dropped. You know, kind of move some things around to see how the lineup works. But something along these lines. I really like the team here on the bench. You know, some lefty power bats. We got Gary as a backup. We got backup shortstop who was actually okay in his 100 at bats last season. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, the team's looking good. The pitching staff is still a bit of a question mark. I know that was my big concern this offseason, and I didn't really address it. But I just felt like we did get Alcantara. We did bring in McCullers. So I guess I kind of did. It's just not the big names that I was originally planning for. We're currently ranked third though, so like clearly we did something right. Let's get to the regular season, see if that changes at all. Seventh, that's still good. All right, deadline time, and I need a little bit of pitching. I need a little bit of pitching. It's not that like we're doing bad. Like Alcantara's great, Bueller great. We got McCullers. Drew Thorpe struggling a little bit. Soroka's doing okay. Hyro's doing really good in this long relief spot, so I don't want to move him. Bullpen, holy cow, chef's kiss. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Lineup, also unbelievable. Everyone is hitting. Andrew Vaughn was not though. He had to get moved. Garrett, Danny Jansen struggling a little bit, and so is Colson Montgomery. But you know what? Baby steps. Like I said, we're sticking with them. And I forgot to mention, I signed Brett Beatty in free agency. Got him on a 2-year deal. He's tearing up AAA. I gotta call him up. The issue is he doesn't fit in the team. He just doesn't. There's just no spot for him. And I guess the bench. I feel like that's a little mean for him. We got Jacob Gonzalez, who's still slowly developing. I think he's going to be a glove first guy, so I just can't really get him into the team. Sebastian Walcott, another guy that we traded for. We didn't trade for Jacob Gonzalez. He was already part of the team, but we traded for Sebastian Walcott, and he's doing okay. But Basayo's doing pretty well at catcher. I just with no real power, so I don't really want to rush him. And Cuero's doing good in Double-A, but again, not great. I guess he's actually doing really well. But he was really struggling in AAA. That's why I sent him down to Double-A. So it's like, what do I do here? Because like catcher's an issue, and none of these guys are ready. And then we've got an extra third baseman that we're not using, which I guess we could call him up because like Shoemake's not really doing that great. And then like Andrew Vaughn really isn't doing much either for me. He's just not. So I might have to trade him. Matt Mervis can stay for now at first. We could always move Vladdy back to first. Eloy goes to DH, and then the outfield spot opens up. Which, do we have somebody that can play outfield that I feel like, I guess Fletcher versus righties, and then we find somebody that we can go against or work with against lefties? That could also be a possibility, but I do also need to point out Fred Teague is an absolute monster. He's unbelievable. Schultz is struggling a little bit this season, which is a bummer. I was kind of hoping he would have popped off. Roush is doing well. And then let's take a look. He is developing. Okay, so he's gone up, what, 2 ratings? What about offensively? He's going up offensively too. What are we looking like? A 3.8 ERA is not bad. And he's hitting okay. Not great, though. Not great. So we're seeing development, though. So he is going up. That's good to know. That's good to know that they actually developed this year. And let's maybe call up Fred Teague to take over for maybe Thorpe for now. And then we'll send down Thorpe for the rest of the season. And or maybe just like get rid of McCullers, man. He is stinking it up. Let's see. I do feel like an outfield spot is going to be a need. Unless we rock with like a Sheets Fletcher platoon in left field. That is also a possibility. We could do that. A Sheets Fletcher platoon. Vaughn gets traded for a pitcher that can hold us down for the rest of the year. I feel like we're doing really well otherwise. I feel like the team's in a good spot. I feel like pitching wise, we're not in like a big need. Because like we can call up Teague to fill in for McCullers. I guess we could trade for like, I guess the outfield spot. Because like Eloy's been fantastic, but is he the guy for us? So yeah, I guess outfield spot is what we need. Let's go find our new outfielder. All right, I wasn't gonna throw Lance McCullers in the deal, but it actually gets done. I originally had Kai Bush in the deal or Jared Schuster. Oh nope, not Jared Schuster. Jared Kelly. But if they're willing to take Lance McCullers, I'll give it to him. I'm getting a Randy Arozarena. That's right, a Randy Arozarena for Oscar Colas and Porter Everett, which, yeah, he's down here. So Randy's in the team. He is a free agent. I'm going to see if I can extend his contract by it. Maybe like a little bit of this, little club option, my specialty. And then we'll give him $9 million a year. Why not? Everyday guy, you're worth more. I agree. We'll give you 20. How about that? Deal. All right, so now that actually helps us out a lot because Randy slots in left field. We'll have Eloy come off the bench, which I think that's fine. And then honestly, now this opens up a little bit of flexibility. We can trade a couple guys like Gavin Sheets, Andrew Vaughn, and then we can kind of start getting some of our younger guys up. So we currently have 26 guys on the MLB roster, but that's about to change to 27 because Teague's about to come in, and now we're a little bit overboard. So I think it's got to go Sheets and like Vaughn, not him, but Vaughn's about to become a free agent. Hasn't really put it together for me, and I think, man, what do I do here? Because my catching prospects really aren't developing either, but I don't really want to get a catcher right now. So I think we just find whatever. So I was looking around seeing what players I could trade for. We have 4 of the top 5 prospects in all of baseball. And I like that. I like that a lot. And I'm looking around, maybe a little Junior Caminero possibility for a trade. And anybody else that I like. James Wood. He's not being used. All right, let's go get James Wood. What team was he on? The Cardinals? Did they really? Where is he? No, what team was he on? Did I? It was a red team. Is it the Phillies? What team was he on? Because he got traded, right? I wasn't blind there. He definitely got traded. Where is he? He's with the Reds. Yep. Oh, okay. Let's go to the Reds. I'm just trying to see like what other. You know what? I actually. Hold on. There was somebody. Where is he? We're going back to the Rockies. Yanquiel Fernandez. Yep. Haven't heard the name? Look it up. The dude hits the ball. We're giving you Gavin Sheets. We're going to give you Andrew Vaughn. And somehow that's just barely enough to get the trade done, which is fine. Both those guys have been bad. Yanquiel's an MLB player. And we are going to make sure he's not on the MLB. I guess he could be off the bench, right? Lefty, righty, catcher, shortstop. Nobody plays first base, though. Can he be sent down? He can. Perfect. We're set. We got this down to a T. And then what we'll do is we'll just call up Brett Beatty. He doesn't play first base either, but it doesn't matter. We're good. Look at the team. This is beautiful. We could also hold on. We could, like, is Mervis earning his spot? No, he's not. We're going to go like this, and then we're going to throw in Eloy to start. And if Beatty starts popping off the bench, or Eloy starts to struggle a little bit, then we'll throw in that, we'll throw Beatty into the DH spot. So I'm thinking we're looking like this. We're good. This team's looking nice. This team's looking good. The bullpen was fine as is. The rotation, a couple question marks, but overall, really happy with it. And now with the deadline over, we win our next game. It's the deadline to sign our picks, which I believe already done. Perfect. And let's see what we have. We have a generational talent. 67 overall is kind of cutting it close, but 99 potential, 18 years old. That's got to be a generational talent, right? Ed Van Valkenburg out of Missouri. He doesn't really give me generational talent vibes. He feels like he's missing a little oomph to him. Really bad fielder, switch hitter, plays the outfield. I feel like I got like a weak generational talent there. We did get Tanana, 62 overall, 91 potential, B potential for McKinnon, C potential for Dobie or Dobby, which was a player that was in the very first draft but didn't get signed. And yeah, we had an okay draft. I don't think there were any other players that I was really interested in. There was it was a pitcher. It was, where is he? We had the 5th overall pick. So let me find him. It wasn't Tanana. It wasn't Bromberg. Where is he? Now I can't find his name. It wasn't Cardero. Cardero was the number 1 overall pick, and he looks unbelievable. 95 potential, 21 years old, 80 overall. Whew. That's a good pick. That's a good pick right there. Where is that pitcher? I don't remember. I don't remember the name. It doesn't matter. I didn't draft him anyways. Ed Van Valkenburg. I think we got a good pick. These are 3. We made it as a wild card team, 90-72, taking on the Orioles. So it is a tough matchup, but at least we made the postseason, right? Standings wise, we were 2 games out of the division. So we're this close. We took a huge stride forward. League leaders, Sandy Alcantara looked to be a huge acquisition for us, especially pitching wise. I mean, that's really what he did. So there's that. Awards. No, team rankings. Where did we rank offensively? It looks like we took a huge step up batting average wise, 13th. In terms of runs, we were a little bit low still. It's 19th for runs. Okay. All right. Home runs, we were 4th. Okay. So we were like home run or bust, it seems like, which is not ideal. We need to start getting on base a little bit more, scoring some runs. And then ERA, we had the best ERA in baseball. That was a huge move. The fact that we were able to do that, like that's big. Awards wise, let's see what we have here. A Cy Young for Sandy Alcantara, and Devers is the MVP. He's got a little bit of competition behind him. He's got that generational talent that the Red Sox drafted. Trout and Royce Lewis were the other two in the race for MVP. Corbin Carroll wins it on the National League side. You've got Strider and Alcantara Cy Young winners. Okay, reliever of the year goes to Joel Payamps and Felix Bautista. Michael Beltran, speaking of him, he looks unbelievable. 87 overall. Does he have any quirks? No quirks. So can drafted players again get no quirks? He was an all-star, a rookie, and a silver slugger. I totally forgot that they added this award screen, and that's cool that it updates immediately. That's really nice. But he had a really crazy season. Talk about a crazy pick. Man, I'm really disappointed he got chosen before us, because he would, man, dang it. Clarence Foster, as well as Paul Haley, who was another player that got drafted. Was that season 1? That was the season 1 pick that went right before us. Dang, that's tough. On the other side, it was Ned Grant, who looks like he took over for Brett Beatty. And then you got Jacob Berry and Colin Houck. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I like to see that. Top prospects. Do we still have? We have 3 of the top 5 now. It looks like okay, who am I missing here? Oh, what's his face? Teague, right? Yeah. And then PPI list, Colson Montgomery is still up there, even though he's definitely not a rookie anymore. So interesting. Yeah, the Athletics have been stacking prospects, so they might be good. Where did they finish in the West? Last. Okay, just kidding. They're not good. We'll take a look at our team here. I'm assuming there are a couple things that are a little bit out of whack, but I think we should be okay. Sort by innings pitched. Drew Thorpe, he's still improving, which is good. It's just he's really struggling. Like a 5 ERA. I need it to be a little bit better. And Noah Schultz also came up. He's up to a 76 overall. How did he do at the majors? He got 4 starts. Pitched pretty well. I don't think anybody else got the call up. Kai Bush, no. Schuster did not. Pearson did not this year. I let him develop, and he developed a little bit, nothing too crazy. And if we look at the major league level, Steven Wilson didn't pitch at all this season. I just didn't trust him. So Garrett Crochet continues to do really, really well. I've extended his contract to make sure that he stays with the team, so he is not going anywhere. We've got Kopech, who, again, fantastic in that middle relief role. Dylan Tate came in, gave us 1 season. Fantastic. Fred Teague, 10 games started, 60 innings pitched, so he lost his rookie status, but he's got a 2.5 ERA. This guy's a beast. This guy's going to be key for us. Caleb Ferguson, again, really solid. Love to see it. Barlow, bounce back season. Love it. We got Hyro, who, this is his role. Long relief. We have found our guy. We've got Mike Soroka, who, not bad, right? Like, we've got him for another season. We might as well, right? Like, good 5, good 4, maybe even a long reliever if we really need it. He's there. We've got 1 more year of Walker Buehler. Again, not a bad season. He improved this year. He got better, bounced back. Love it. Alcantara was Cy Young for a reason. And then Grant Taylor got called up and he didn't pitch. Actually, a few guys didn't pitch this year. Okay, so we're going to have to call up a couple guys from AAA. So let's go back to the position players. And I don't think anyone got sent. Wait, why did they send down Eloy? He cooled off a lot. That's not good. I extended his contract. For 2 years with a team option. I was thinking maybe off the bench he could help us out, but they sent him down. Not good. Beatty. My screen is glitched. Beatty, 7 at-bats. All right. Yankiel got called up in September, had 50 at-bats. And, oh, actually, no, he had a couple at-bats for the Rockies already. So those might have already been his stats for the Major League season. Gary Sanchez was the backup. Didn't really expect much. Mervis, we've already kind of looked at his numbers. whatever, you know, it didn't really work out. Dominic Fletcher off the bench, though. I think this is his main role. I think he's going to excel there. Danny Jansen didn't really work out either. Colson Montgomery had a little bit of a sophomore slump. Stone Garrett, how we looking? Yeah, I'm cool with that. The RBIs definitely took a hit, but I'm still happy with the production. Arosa Reina is regressing. I still have faith in him, though. I still have faith in him. We've got Robert, who had a good year. We've got Lux, who had a pretty solid season. So he is a free agent. It really just depends on how much money he wants, because Jacob Gonzalez just isn't ready yet. So we might be in the market for a second baseman. And I already know White Sox fans are going to be like, well, our announcer says it's Robert, Luis Robert. I get it. I know in an interview he did say that you can call him Luis Robert, but he is Cuban and they pronounce it Luis Robert. I think he actually said it's Luis Robert instead of Robert. I think it's Robert, which if he's going to say it is Robert, I think that is the pronunciation, right? So Robert, say it how you like. But if the man says it is Robert, we're going to rock with it. All right, Lux, Vladdy, how we looking? 31 home runs? Yeah, give me more of that. And then Bo, give me more of that too. Almost a 300 average. I think we've put together a pretty good squad. So realistically, this should be Eloy. But because Eloy struggled, might as well go with somebody else, right? And I think this is where Beatty comes in. Let's give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. And let's run with it. Yeah. Pitching rotation is a mess. That is a mess. We need to change that. We'll come back to Thorpe. We'll get rid of him. I think that was it, right? Unless we want to rock with Schultz. Do we want to rock with Schultz? Oh, wait. Bullpen's a mess, too. Hold up. Tristan Beck. We need to get Tristan Beck in. I didn't even look at Tristan Beck's stats. He was good. Don't send him down. He was good. Get Steven Wilson out of here. I don't want him on the team. And then who's the other one that got called up that shouldn't be on the team? Nastrini. What do we do here? Do we just go with the extra bat? I guess let's call up Eloy and then let's get rid of Nastrini, which I'm just not going to use him ever, So let's go like that. Let's make sure everything's good to go. Our setup was, it looks like a lot of people. I think it was Tristan Beck though on the year. So I don't know why they sent him down. He had an okay season. Team looks like this for the postseason. Let's see how we do against the Orioles. Alcantara, I need a good day one. 7-0. Okay. Day two. All right, we didn't score a run. That's how good the Orioles were. We didn't score a run. Jeez Louise. Wow. That happened. Yeah. The Cubs defeat the Orioles. What do the Cubs look like that they're winning a World Series? All right, let's see. I'm a Cubs fan. I got to see it. Horner, PCAs. Seiya, Morel, Brian De La Cruz. That's who they went with. Pitching looks okay. Hey, if it wins a World Series, I can't complain about it. There it is. All right, season 4. I'm not going to show you the off season. I'm not going to show you, what my plans are. We're just going to hop into season 4. Let's go see what we can do. No Hall of Fame inductees. I feel like we're going to have some money. I might make a couple trades. If I make a trade, I'll show you. But let's go see what we can do. All right, season 4, budget's kind of maxed out. I didn't go crazy, but I've extended a couple players. But this is the team currently. We're rocking with Thorpe, Schultz, Teague, Bueller, and Alcantara. So, yep, Schultz is in the rotation, and Soroka's going to be our long reliever. And you're probably thinking, where's Jairo? He's in the bullpen. 65 stamina. He did well as a long reliever. Let's see if we can maybe lessen his innings a little bit and make him a reliever. And that's what we're going to do. Bullpen, I thought was good last year. Nate Pearson's going to step in. Crochet's still here. I like the team. I feel like we're in a good spot. We're currently ranked 4th. Like, we're a good team. I brought in Tyler Stevenson to be our new catcher. Edgar Cuero is going to be our backup. Eloy, Fletcher, Fernandez, and JP Crawford on the bench. A lot of lefties, I know. Not a lot of lefties versus righties, but this is going to be the team. I think we're looking pretty good. I think we're looking really good. I like this team a lot. Like, there's a lot of passion and energy in this squad. So, with that being said, like I said, budget's going to be pretty tight for the last season, season 5. But I think we'll be okay. A spot will open up with Bueller. Extended Alcantara's just because I thought he was going to be good for at least another year. We'll have money to make it work for season 5. Season 4 is kind of like, we got to win this year. We need a World Series. Let's do it. We finished season 162, taking on the winner of the wild card. That is a big big season for us. I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, like, look at the progression over the last few years. 74 wins, then we dropped to 67, then we hopped up to 90, and this time 100 wins. That is massive. Did we have the best record in all of baseball? We did. We did. We did. Awesome. Love it. And if we take a look at our team rankings, we were second for batting average, first for runs. Home runs, we were third. Okay, I'll take that. And if we take a look at ERA, just to kind of see what our team was doing as a whole, we were second. So again, we are up there as one of the best teams in baseball. And league leaders, Fred Teague had the best winning percentage, and Crochet had the most saves. Offensively, Bo and Vladdy came in and did some work. I'm looking at some of these to kind of see what names I need to start picking up for some rebuilds, because there's some interesting ones for sure. I've seen some. I've also seen some awards where I'm like, huh, I'll keep that up here for the next one. So Corbin Carroll with 43 home runs. That's kind of crazy. All right, awards wise, no awards this year. Jordan wins MVP, beating out Trout and Gunnar Henderson. Austin Riley is the MVP winner on the NL side. Strider and Tarek Skubal. Oh, he went to the Rangers, huh? Okay. All right. Well, those are your Cy Young winners. Batting title went to Soto, who's with the Giants, along with Edward Julien, who I believe won it. Didn't he win it like season 1 or something like that? Or maybe he was an MVP race. Yeah, in 2025, he was in the MVP race. He popped off. Reliever of the year went to Felix Bautista and Kyle Nelson. Oh, all right. And then Ryan Clifford was rookie of the year for the Mets, and Xavier Isaac for the Rays. We've had some crazy pitchers and players, and we just aren't getting any awards, which I find insane. Justin Roush came up and was very good. He pitched 4 games. He pitched 30 innings. I mean, we got another top pitcher on our hands. I'm trying to see if I don't think any. Oh, Davey Garcia came up, gave us 25 innings, and was pretty good. I totally forgot about him in our system. He's just been kind of doing his thing. Got a chance this year and wasn't bad. Anybody else? No. Okay. So looking at this, if we go down to the bottom, Jairo, not as good as a middle relief guy. So that's something to keep in mind. He definitely pitched a lot less. But honestly, the numbers aren't terrible. So I think we keep it going. He'll get there. Tristan Beck also was fantastic. Crochet also was very good. Barlow struggled. He does become. Ooh, we've got one more year of arbitration. I thought he was a free agent this year. One more year of arbitration. Okay. All right. Might keep him. Pearson was good. I like that. Kopech was also fantastic. I decided to extend his contract for 2 years. And then Soroka, again, he just is consistent. He doesn't do anything well. He's just good. He just gets the job done. He was our long reliever this year. And then we had Schultz. Wasn't as good, but first full year starting, I'm expecting some hiccups. He'll definitely get his spot back. He's a big guy. He's a lefty. I have faith in him. Drew Thorpe, that's what I'm looking for. Finally starting to see it from him. Teague, yeah, that's nice. That's real nice. That's insane. That's 200 innings pitched, 17-3 on the year with a 2.88 ERA. Are we serious? Bueller leaves us having a very good season, and I'm okay with letting him walk. And then Alcantara also leaves he got extended. He's staying. But I mean, our pitching rotation's looking nasty. So Bueller leaves. Teague hops up a spot. Honestly, I might even hop him up a spot. Anyways, so we're going to have Alcantara, Teague. We're going to have Thorpe, Schultz, Roush, Rush, whatever it is. We're going to have Soroka. The bullpen's looking nice. Ooh, I'm loving the team. And then if you look at the bench, Edgar Cuero, I don't know why I'm looking at it this way and not the way that I've been doing. Position players, ABs. Looking at this, I don't think anybody got some time. Matt Mervis did, but that was it. I know that because our team was a little weird. Eloy didn't get a single at bat. I don't get it. Yankiel was okay. You know, he's one that I think you need to start. And if you start him, you're going to see some good results. Cuero wasn't great as a backup catcher. JP Crawford just came in, 1 year deal, $8 million, just to be a backup infielder. And he was good. He was good off the bench. Dominic Fletcher continues to do really well off the bench. Tyler Stevenson, solid behind the plate. Colson Montgomery, there we go. He's still 25. He's still young. Room to grow. Loving it. Attribute-wise, you can kind of see he's developing pretty quickly. I like it. Rosarena, better than last year, so I'm happy about that. Gavin Lux continues to at least do well. Like getting on base, good average. The power numbers aren't crazy, but he's hitting. And then Stone Garrett, what a pickup. The fact that we got him for, was it Michael Lorenzen that we traded for Stone Garrett? Yeah. What a pickup. Robert's starting to regress, which is very unfortunate because we just paid him a lot of money. Ooh, a lot of money. And yeah. And then Brett Beatty, how'd you do this season? You know what? Yeah, let me see some more of that. And then Vladdy, almost 40 home runs. Bo Bichette, yeah. This is a good team. I'm really liking this team that we've assembled. Let me make sure the lineups are all set, which they are. Pitching rotation set. We have to do something against the Rangers. What are the Rangers looking like? I mean, they can't be bad, right? Carter, Tavares, Seager, Young, right. Nathaniel Lowe, Will Smith. Oh, Adolis Garcia, Ezekiel Duran, and Tommy Edman, along with a few others. Yeah, it's a team. Yeah, that's a team. Alrighty, Alcantara, please. That's a good start. That's what we need. And a second win? All right, who are we taking on? The Astros. Okay, so Astros-wise, what are we looking like? Any crazy moves? Pena, Whitaker. Okay. Alvarez, Bregman, Santander. Okay, so they brought in Santander and Meneses. Chase McCormick, Chaz McCormick, and Zach DeZenzo. Yeah, we should beat them. Maybe, I don't know. That heart of the lineup's kind of juicy, huh? Pitching's looking good too. And I forgot they had Hader. I can't let Thorpe pitch today. So that means Bueller went last game. It is. Oh, we've had a whole week off. Yeah, go to the top of everything, and then we'll go like that. And then lineup wise, Bo, I need you to wake up, bud. You can't have that. So here we go. Game 1. Not good. Game 2, we do win. Good. And 3, Thorpe. Schultz close it out. Okay, Alcantara did, and we'll be taking on the Dodgers. Yeah, this might be, man, talk about a run. First the Rangers, then the Astros, and then the Dodgers. Woo! So Freddie Freeman, Outman, Betts. You've got Shohei, Pahez. Honestly, offensively, I feel like we are the better team. It's just pitching-wise, Miller, Yamamoto, Glasnow, Jojo Romero's an 87. What? Holy cow, has he been that good? Jackson Ferris. Jackson Ferris. Former Cup. All right. I don't know. I feel like we are the better team. I do. But it is the Dodgers, and they're probably like programmed in the game to be the best team in the world. So who knows? All right. So I've moved Alcantara. It was actually supposed to be Teague, but we're gonna go with Alcantara over Ohtani. We lose 4-1. That's tough. We win the second one though. Teague. There we go. Bueller against your former team, please. 7-3 win. Thorpe wins it. We're 1 away from a World Series. Dude, there we go. It looks like Kopech got the win for us. But man, talk about the team coming together. Don't go to the postseason. I want to see the MVP, Stone Garrett. And Gavin Lux was the playoff MVP against his former team. There we go. Gavin Lux with 8 RBIs. Montgomery have a postseason. I love it. Pitching wise, Teague 5 ERA. Is that just the first game? Is that because like 2 here? What was it? Yeah, it was probably like the first game that really just roughed him up a little bit, because like everything else he looked pretty good. And then Bueller was fantastic. Thorpe. Yeah, okay. Schultz. Honestly, the whole. Okay, Barlow kind of, but everybody else was good. Offensively, Bo Bichette turned it around. Robert struggled. Vladdy was okay. Rosarena was meh. Beatty. But Stone, the bottom of the lineup, is that what delivered? Not Tyler Stevenson, but Colson Montgomery did. Honestly, hey, I'm happy about it. We won a World Series. That's all that matters. We got one more chance to win one more. What can we do in the offseason? Do we have another retirement? We do, and it's Clayton Kershaw in the Hall of Fame. All right. What is 10 mil? I gave him a 10 mil option. I'm going to decline it. I want to see what's available. Eloy, what was his option? 5 mil, bench bat. Yeah, JP Crawford was fantastic off the bench. He didn't really regress that much either. for 9 mil, 9.5 mil, sure, why not? Soroka, again, you've been good. I just feel like we've got similar pitchers, right? We're heading into 2028. I mean, look at this. We got Chavez too. I totally forgot about Chavez. Viva Chavez. You know what I'm saying? You know that reference? I'm not saying Viva Chavez. I'm saying, do you know the reference? If you do, put it in the comment section down below. Final season, and we are the number 2 ranked team in all of baseball. We're a little slow. We got 23 speed, but everything else is looking pretty good. If we look at the team as a whole, look at this pitching factory that we have developed. Yes, we traded for Alcantara, and we had a couple other different names sprinkled in there. Teague, Thorpe, yeah, obviously it was a Dylan Cease trade, but he was part of the squad. Roush, Schultz, Hyro, part of the Dylan Cease trade, but you know what? He's still here. And then Kopech, Davey Garcia, Garrett Crochet. And if you want to talk about the rest of the organization, let's talk about it. We still got Grant Taylor, who unfortunately just hasn't had a chance. We have Chavez, or Chavis. It's probably Chavis. I said Chavez, didn't I? It's probably Chavis, but he's Cuban. Either way, Jared Kelly's still here. Zeke Bruno, Kai Bush, Nastrini, Schuster, Burke, Emery, Simas, Cole Simas, like Simas, who's got the keys to the Beamas? Whatever. Bob Taylor, Clyde. What are these names? Howard Clemens. Where are we going here? We still do have the two-way player who's up to a 65 now. Realistically, he's gonna take some time to develop. I'm really looking for that two-way player that's just an absolute monster, and I haven't found him, but you guys can see B-A-B-A-B-A. We've created a crazy team, and if we look at the top prospects in all of baseball, we still have this guy who's like probably should be playing, but like we just don't have a spot for him. You know, we've got some crazy prospects. I mean, look at this. We've created a talent factory, and I'm super pumped about it. I mean, this team looks absolutely insane. Offensively, really good too. Somehow got Brett Beatty in free agency along with Bichette and Vladdy. Stone Garrett trade was unbelievable. Gavin Lux, Tyler Stevenson. And then I'm going to start Yankiel, see how it goes. But we still have a Rosarena, Eloy, Dom Fletcher, JP Crawford. Basayo's going to get the backup catcher spot. Team's good. Team's really good. Can we go back to back with the World Series? We won 91, lost 71. Again, we're taking on the winner of the wild card. And we got lucky. Look at September. Look at this loss streak. We lost what, 7 in a row? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then another 3 against the Athletics. Then another 3 here. And then we finished off the season with what, 4, 5 straight losses? That's too many losses in the month of September, beginning October. And the fact that we had such a huge lead in the division, that saved us. Like, that's crazy. Like 91 wins is still it's a good season, but like we kind of choked at the end. It doesn't give me a lot of confidence. Alcantara was fantastic. Justin Roush was also pretty good. Bo Bichette led the league in hits, which is awesome. Love it. We clearly have some standout players. Cy Young for Alcantara. It looks like we maybe fell off a little bit. Corbin Carroll won MVP along with Rafi Devers. That's his second. Alcantara won his second Cy Young along with Alek Manoah, really. And then you can see Paul Skeens has made an appearance. O'Neal Cruz and Devi has a batting title. I don't know why I said Devi so weird, but yeah. John Schreiber along with Camilo Doval, relievers of the year, and then Troy Johnston. Okay, that's your rookie of the year, beating out Rhett Lauder and Alex McManus, the shortstop that we looked at in the first season, but we passed on. Joel Petty being the rookie of the year here. So, okay, 200 innings pitched. That's a good season for a rookie. That's a really good season. Cole Winn and Max Muncy, not that Max Muncy, a different Max Muncy. He was also in the race for rookie of the year. All right. Okay, let's fix that. Team rankings wise, batting average, we were 12th, which is not bad. Runs wise, a top 10 team with number 8. And if we take a quick look at the ERA as a whole, we were top 5. So we're still up there, which is awesome. I love to see that. Team, no player stats. We're gonna look at pitchers first as per usual. And let's see here. Anybody crack the major league squad this year? Oh wait, Tristan Beck. Whoa. Get him back into the team. And then there was somebody that struggled. Barlow, kind of, but is that enough to send him down? Who would get sent down here? Schultz? Or do we rock with the extra pitcher just to kind of be a little safe for the postseason? Just because like our bench, Eloy didn't get used again. So like you can kind of see we also had a little bit of a mess here. So I think this is how it worked, because Gavin Lux was struggling, JP Crawford was terrible. Arozarena went here, but I mean, it might be Eloy. He looks like our best righty hitter besides Fletcher. I guess we could try Fletcher, but like Fletcher's role, man, he's really been good off the bench. So I feel like let's not mess with that. And then looking at this, Colson Montgomery had a little bit of a quiet season, which is not what you want. And then maybe a Arozarena versus lefties, and we go like that. Okay, that seems to be the situation. And I think Yankiel gets sent down. He wasn't doing much. I think he's a guy that you need to use him a lot to get the full growth out of him. So Enrique Chavis got called up. Yeah, I mean, what a season. That's a pretty good year. Yeah, 30 innings, but like he came up, did the job. Lefty. Crochet also. 12 blown saves, man. Come on. I need you to be better. Kopech, though, talk about a middle reliever for us. He was fantastic. Tristan Beck continues to do well. Yes, it's a 4 ERA, but the whip's at 1.2. Barlow struggled a little bit, but for the most part, he was okay. He was okay. Davy Garcia, yeah. Just give him a little time to develop. He's there. Pearson, also fantastic. Love to see it. Pyro back to that long relief spot, back to a sub 4 ERA. Perfect. Schultz struggled a little bit. Not what you want to see, but hey, he's still only 24. That's the crazy part. Teague, speaking of 24, yeah, struggled. He had a little bit of a sophomore slump. You know what? He was unbelievable last year. So there's that. Drew Thorpe was also fantastic with 200 innings pitched. Justin Roush, also 200 innings pitched, had a 3.39 ERA. 3.3, yeah, that's right. And then Alcantara, there it is. Did all of our starters get 200 innings pitched besides Teague? And Schultz got moved to the long relief spot in September, so he would have lost some starts. I mean, almost 4 of our 5 starters were close to 200 innings or more. That's a lot. That's a lot. In terms of guys to look forward to, I mean, we have an 80 overall in AAA, a 77 overall. You got Cuero. I mean, we've built up a talent factory with this team. 81 for Mervis. Like, this team is very, very good. Yankiel is 81. And if you look at like Eloy, he's got to go. Hasn't played in 2 seasons. Visayo came up, was our backup catcher, and he is 23. He's 80 overall. This is when I would throw him in and be like, "You're my starter. You're the guy." I traded for him when he was 18. Like, the guy was super young, and I definitely set the bar a little too high. You know, he was 18. He's definitely not going to start right off the rip. And I mean, at 23 to hop into a major league lineup, I think he would be ready. We've got Jacob Gonzalez, who I gave some time to, as you can see, wasn't bad. Again, 25 years old, still pretty good. I definitely expected players to develop a little bit quicker, but you know what? We still put together a fairly good team. Fletcher cooled off a little bit. Arozarena also cooled off a little bit, but his on-base percentage was good. Gavin Lux, yeah. Tyler Stevenson, I feel like this would be a good... we've got 1 more year of him. Maybe just throw him on the bench, let Basayo take over. Like, he wasn't bad, but he wasn't great. Beatty, yeah, I was kind of hoping for another 20 home run plus season. Stone Garrett, okay, really similar to last year. Colson Montgomery continues to struggle. It looks like it's an every other year, so next year would be very good. He is developing nicely, though, so that's good. Luis Robert, a little bounce back year. I like that. 35 home runs with the 878 OPS. Vladdy looks like he's starting to regress slightly, but he did hit 31 home runs. I'll take it. I'll take it for sure. And then Bo with 37 home runs for the squad. So now, heading into the postseason, we're taking on the Twins. Are they still juiced? Are they still kind of crazy? Where is this squad? They brought in Leote. Okay. Royce, Julian, Wallner, Carlos Correa is down to a 78, but they got Blake Sable, Brooks Lee, and Walker Jenkins. Okay. Pena's not even starting? What? Huh? Pitching wise, they're okay. I feel like we should beat them. Will we? Probably not that I said that, but let's see. We win the first 2, and whoa. What month am I on? I accidentally hit R1. Tristan Beck, looks like he lost us that game. Can we win? We do. All right, next series, taking on the Rangers. and a 19 ERA. Did I see that correctly? A 19 ERA. We're going to be facing someone with a 19 ERA. Yep, Jack Flaherty. Let's do it. We lost. And Jack Flaherty just dropped his ERA to a 9.31. Teague gets, okay, there we go. We win that one. Justin Roush. Ooh, Enrique. That's what I'm talking about. Talk about a win. Alcantara. Ooh, the Pirates. The Pirates are in a World Series. Oh my, what? Key Brian. Okay, Jared Triolo is popping off. Huh? Okay, Nolan Jones is a good get for franchise. Look at these numbers he's putting up since what, 2024? His on-base percentage has been what, 350 or higher every season? That's crazy. O'Neal Cruz is a 90. They've got Kirilloff, Sawinski. Like, this part is like, okay, whatever. But like 4 up is really good. Pitching, Skeens, Logan Gilbert. How's Oviedo been? He's up to an 88. I mean, this would have been a good guy to get in that trade. He would have been super consistent for us. Mitch Keller, how's he been? He's been okay. Oviedo was a guy that we considered. I mean, for what, instead of McCullers, I think we went for, we went for McCullers instead of Oviedo. That's probably the stupidest thing we've done. Yeah. Was it McCullers? I think it was. That it might have been somebody else. Was it somebody else? Did we get Alcantara actually? I don't remember now. It doesn't matter. We're in a World Series. We got to beat them. We have to beat them. Can we do it? It's a good start. 2-1. There we go. We win the next one 11-4. We lose that one. We win, and we are 1 game away from a World Series. So you know what? We got to quick manage it. We are the home team, which means City Connect guaranteed rate field, whatever it's called nowadays. And Alcantara is ready. Let's do it. Full normal team against Mitch Keller. Let's do that. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. No. Oh, it's not good. An error? The error, man. 2 runs? 2 runs scored because of the error. 2 runs scored because of the error. We got to wake up. There we go. Vladdy gets us back within 1. I mean, that error, if we lose 2-1 and it's because of an error, I'm gonna be real mad. Alcantara, wake up, buddy. What's going on here? 3-1? What's going on? Is this really what's happening right now? You're my best pitcher. We can't be having this. A pop-up, a fielder's choice. Where's my offense? 3-1. We only have 1 hit. Really? That's it? Just 1 hit against Mitch Keller? Like, I get we're still up in the series, but we gotta wake up a little bit. There we go. 1st and 3rd. Swing the bat. Double play. All right, he's got to come out. Righty, lefty. All right, I'm gonna be greedy, and then we're gonna go to a lefty here. Ooh, really? I guess we got to go Schultz and hope that he's clutch. He is. All right, we're still in it. We just need to stop doing that. Walk. What? All right, Kopech, I need you here. I need you big time. Runner thrown out, going home is big. Big defense there. 2 more times to bat. That's a good single to start it off. Stop hitting into double plays. Can we do that, please? Can we please stop hitting into double plays? Pitching change. We're just gonna go to Crochet. And a stolen base, a run scores. That's game. That is game. And boom, thrown out. Perfect. All right, 4-1. I mean, against the lefty, let's do it. A fly out, pinch hit. Let's go to Eloy. A double. We're gonna pinch run. I mean, like, we might as well. Fletcher. I guess we go Lux for the pinch run here. What are we gonna do here? Game over. All right, we lose 4-1. What's the series now? 3-2. Man, this is a tough little end to the series. All right, let's do it. A single. That's a good start. I like that. Fielder's choice. Okay, Stone Garrett, please. I need you here. Tough. Double plays big. I like that. And then a single for Stevenson, and then a strikeout. So there's that double play. Defense came to play today, which is good. Did the offense show up? Bases loaded, huh? Run scores, sack fly, 2-0. 2-0. It's still okay. We're getting hits. We just got to score some runs, guys. Come on, let's wake up a little bit. Where are we? Why are we so dead? A double and a strikeout. Like, I get we're facing decent pitching, but man, we are bad. 3-0. A double to start it off. There we go. Brett Beatty brings us back within one. That is a big home run right there. That is huge. All right, we're going to take out Teague. I guess we go Kopech again. I know it's like not ideal to use him in the 6th, but we'll rock with it. I need the offense to wake up. Okay, they go to Holderman. A single, first and second. Robert, no way. A double play? Tough. David Bednar in the 8th. A single. All right. A single. Colson Montgomery, please, to etch your name in White Sox history. Yeah, I don't know if I can go with Gonzalez here. I'm going to, I guess. And he doesn't deliver. All right, Kopech, I need you. One more. Please. All right, you got to go. It's too many on base. Barlow gets us out of it. Top 9. Can we do it against Jose Alvarado? A strikeout, a single, fielder's choice, and we don't. It comes down to game 7 against Johan Oviedo. All right, Drew Thorpe is struggling. He's got an 8+ ERA. We're gonna go with our lefty Chavis instead. And please, there we go. Okay, bases loaded for Colson Montgomery. Please, strikes out. Okay, at least we put a little bit of pressure on, and we get out of that inning. Okay, nice, a walk. I mean, yeah, Robert, has he done anything this postseason, like at all? Has he been helpful? And they score another run. Perfect. I think we're gonna lose. I think we're really gonna choke this. I honestly think we're gonna choke this. This is crazy. We really are gonna choke this. The offense is non-existent. It's over. It's so done. Chavis is gonna come out after 4 innings, but we're not scoring 2 runs. We just aren't. It's just no chance we do. There isn't. Like, a double there is big. Montgomery gets out. Gonzalez, first and third. I need the sack fly here. He walks. I'm gonna swing. There we go. I'm gonna swing again. Yes. There we go. The ground out's okay. Vladdy, base knock, walks him. Brett Beatty strikes out. Tough. The fly out, the pop up, and the strikeout. Tie ball game. 3 innings remaining in game 7 of the World Series. Single versus lefty. You know what, Schultz? I trust you. This is where we go to somebody else, like Barlow. He gets the fly out. He gets the pop up. That's a big situation right there. Top 8. Strikeout. A single, please. Lubob. I don't know what to say about this team anymore. Pinch hitter, O'Neal Cruz. Doesn't matter. Top 9. Here we go. This is where I want it. Vladdy. Okay, never mind. I guess I didn't want Vladdy. Is Quinn Priester a righty? He is. I couldn't remember if he was a righty or lefty. A single. Colson Montgomery. Are you serious? What? The RBI double. Top 9. Please, Garrett Crochet. Please. I got to enter the game. We got to watch it. We have to. And it comes down to this. Can he close it out versus Nolan Jones? It's not really the guy I want to see up. First pitch. We did it. Back-to-back World Series with the Chicago White Sox. Holy cow. I thought we choked it. I really did. Oh boy, that was tense. And here we go. Hold on. He's out there celebrating with us, but you know what? I don't care. World Series completed, and 2 out of 5 ain't bad. 2 out of 5 ain't bad. I'll take it, especially for like what, the first like 2.5 years we were pretty bad. So we got the World Series. I hope you enjoyed the rebuild. The worst team in baseball are now 2-time world champs, or at least back-to-back world champs. I shouldn't say 2 times because they've won more than 2. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you've made it this far, hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel. There will be plenty more rebuilds. And let's go see who the MVP was. All right, I can't show you the MVP. I've been stuck on this loading screen for literally 10 minutes. I don't know what happened. It froze. So there it is. I can't tell you who the MVP is. I hope you enjoyed it though. If you did, thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel. There'll be plenty more MLB content in the coming days. And that's about it. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.